cheapest games and codes, g2a.com is the place for you. Link is also in the description. What is going on, everyone? My name is Ovi and welcome to a new FIFA 17 video. Today we've got a special guest with us, Lucasinho.
Hey guys.
And we've got something special prepared for you. This little beast pro player got 40 wins out of 40 games in the recently finished weekend league. We're gonna talk about his squad, instructions, custom tactics, about a lot of tips and tricks that will help you guys improve your game. Before getting started, make sure to check the link in the description. We're gonna have over there his YouTube channel, a lot of quality tips and tricks. I don't know if tutorials, but you're gonna see a lot of quality gameplay being uploaded in the next days. So let's start with the squad. Classic 4-3-2-1, Lucas?
Yeah, like always, the Christmas tree, as I like to call it. It's a great formation. It's very balanced, and I like it.
Cool. I'm seeing the defense. Let's talk a bit about the defense. Okay, Neuer. Many pro players don't enjoy using Neuer. Has he been solid for you?
Yes, he's always been solid. I've used him for like every weekend league except for the first, maybe the second. And he's always been solid. He's a great goalkeeper, and people may like De Gea or Fährmann, team of the group stage, but I like Neuer. He's the best keeper in the game.
Funny thing, actually not funny, interesting. From what I tested in the last, let's say 2-3 months, if I use a goalkeeper with basic and I don't put any chemistry style on him, he tends to make less mistakes. I see you have him also on basic. Is that true or just in my head?
No, I believe so too. I think basic is the best chemistry style for goalkeepers, especially for Neuer, as he's a very balanced goalkeeper.
Exactly.
Basic is the best chemistry style.
For you guys that don't understand exactly what basic means, it doesn't mean that you don't get boost in any of the attributes. You actually get a very well-rounded boost in all attributes. You don't get, like, let's say for example, the hunter card on a striker when you get plus 9-10 in speed, plus 9-10 in shooting. You just get plus 3-4 at each attribute of that card. Anchor on both Boateng and Smalling. Shadow with Alaba. No problems with Alaba on the left side. I prefer a bit Sandro over there.
Well, he's okay, I guess, but I'm thinking of like making a Real Madrid left side with team of the year Ramos and Modric and Marcelo. But Alaba has been solid this far, and as the same with Neuer, I've used him for like almost every weekend league.
Nice.
And he's good enough. He is.
And after the game starts, you use Modric as a central midfielder. You don't put there Vidal.
No, I use him there because he gets into like great shooting positions and great passing positions, and his team of the year is so balanced, is so good like in every aspect. His defending is higher than Vidal's, his shooting, his pace, everything. He's just a monster.
Awesome. Let's talk a bit also about your attack. I see again basic on Ronaldo, which makes a lot of sense. I see sniper on Bale instead of a hunter, of a hawk, to increase his speed and shooting. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I previously used Hunter, but the thing about Bale is it just feels so clumsy, as his dribbling is not good enough in my opinion, and that's why I've got shooting and dribbling.
Interesting, because that's exactly what I think about Bale. He's a great player, he has a great card, but sometimes clumsy with the ball. Thoughts on the Suarez, best player in the game?
Of course he is. On the PlayStation side, he's the best player in the game. He wins you games, he scores you easy goals. You can just run with the ball and he scores for you. It's like ridiculous how good he is.
I don't think there's anyone else better on Xbox One either.
No, you sure?
I don't think so, because we used to have we have Best, we have Hulit, but I have them both in my team, but not at the level of Team of the Year Suarez.
Yeah.
Suarez is just good at absolutely everything. Let's talk a bit also about your tactics and player instructions.
Okay, so my both fullbacks stay back. That means Valencia and Alaba.
Yep.
And I want my wingers to run in behind, so that's Ronaldo and Bale, and those are my only player instructions, as I want like everybody to be very balanced in their gameplay. You could argue that you should have Suarez running behind because of his pace, but he's so smart in the game that I don't want to limit him to like a certain tactic instruction. Custom tactics, I only use the default high pressure and defensive. I don't use any custom tactics whatsoever.
Let's talk a bit also about your final game. You had 39 wins, 1 game left, and something happened in that last game. You started the game with a 2 goals deficit.
Yeah, he scored an easy goal. I believe it was an own goal. He got Gray, his inform, on through, and there was nothing I could do about it. And he shot it, and my goalkeeper saved it, but Smalling put it into his own net. Yeah, and then Mane just went through like the next attack and scored an amazing goal out of nowhere.
Finish from Mane
it was absolutely crazy. I was like shocked that it went in, but I felt like he was like kind of lucky during the first like 10 minutes, and I felt like in the next attack that this guy is not as good as people might believe on the stream. But I managed to get like, I was up 5-2 at halftime, so there was never any trouble. But the thing is, being 2-0 down after 10 minutes in your last game when you're 39-0, of course, doesn't feel very good.
Did you feel the pressure?
No, I didn't feel the pressure because I believe I'm experienced now, and you just need to keep yourself calm.
Yeah, but come on, 39 games. Everything went well.
I know.
One game, maybe a bit. I think you felt a bit of pressure, especially if it's 2-0. I think you were like, come on, man. Really, in my last game?
Maybe, but there was still a lot of time to go, and
true.
I score like a minimum of 4 or 5 goals like every game in the weekend league. So I just felt like, because it was really close to scoring 3-0 right after the 2-0.
Oh it was
really close, and I was just thinking, okay, I need to pick myself up now and start scoring and defending much better. But I never like felt the pressure. Okay, I'm gonna lose this game. Of course, I felt like, okay, you need to score, and that kind of pressure. But I was never like worried of not getting the win.
Just 2 more questions. I've seen that a lot of your game is based on a long pass from, let's say, your left back or center back or goalkeeper to one of your strikers, and afterwards you win the header, you do some passes. How do you win almost always, like 80% of those headers? Any tips?
Well, yeah, it really depends on the positioning of the strikers. Of course, I have like Suarez and Ronaldo and Bale, and they're all decent in the air.
Yep.
But the thing is, if the defender is not close enough to your striker, you will always win the header. So I'm always checking before I pass it. Okay, am I able to win this header or not? And more often than not, I win it.
Do you use a combination at the long pass, or just the crossing button to perform the long pass?
Like, I vary it a lot. Sometimes I pass it through the ground with an R1 X pass, and sometimes I just cross it. But it's all about timing in the counterattacks, and I am a counterattacking player. I'm very direct in my gameplay. So I always need to make the right decisions to make it dangerous.
This brings me to my last question from this video. You play direct in order to play so direct and so risky, because not all of your attacks are successful. You need to get the ball back very, very fast. How do you manage to apply so much successful pressure on your opponents?
It's all about anticipation. I want to give you an advice that will help you pressure your opponent, but I think that it's something you have or you don't in the game. It's anticipation, reading the passes and going there to step in, and timing the tackles and all stuff like that, and using the correct players. You don't want to like use your defenders a lot in your pressing, because it will put it in behind your defensive line because there will be so much space there. So you always want to use the midfielders, and when you have like midfielders that are so great defensively, like Vidal, Modric, Pogba, you will win the ball if you're there. But obviously there's a risk, especially against like pro players, great players, that you will that they will pass just right through you. Especially with the Christmas tree formation, it's really easy to find a space between the defensive line and the midfield, and you need to be like aware of that. But at the same time, I score a lot of my goals just by pressuring high and like exploiting their mistakes.
So guys, we're gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you, Lucasinho, for joining me for today's video.
Well, thank you, Ovi. Always a pleasure.
I'm sure actually all of my subscribers will be happy to follow your tips and tricks, and they will help them a lot. Make sure to check the link in the description. He's just opened a YouTube channel. If you wanna learn from a pro, go subscribe. Thank you all for watching. We're gonna see you guys later. Bye bye.